Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on the latest developing stories. We start with Marcelo Brozovic as it has been reported that Inter Milan prefer to sell the 25 million euro rated Barca target to Saudi Arabia. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Secondly, talking about this young talented player formerly from La Masia, Mika Marmol, as it has been reported that Barca are weighing up €1 million move to re-sign the former defender amid La Liga interest. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into the full story, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Marcelo Brozovic has emerged as a hot prospect for Barcelona in the market lately. With Sergio Busquets joining Inter Miami this summer, the club are desperate to find a replacement for the defensive midfielder. Barcelona have been linked with moves for Joshua Kimmich, Martin Zubimendi, and even Sofian Amrabat. But all of the options have been ruled out for one reason or the other. This has forced Barca to look for cost-effective option in the market, with Brozovic emerging as the ideal candidate. There were talks with Barcelona negotiating a swap deal with Inter Milan involving Franck Kessié, but according to a recent report from Ashraf Ben Ayat, Inter Milan preferred to sell Brozovic to Saudi Arabia as it could prove to be a more lucrative deal for the Italians. Brozovic has been courted by the oil-rich nation, which has already backed the services of players such as Ruben Neves, N'Golo Kante, Karim Benzema this summer. They had also made the efforts to sign Messi, but to no avail. Nevertheless, Brozovic, valued at €25 million, will not take much time to make a decision on his future. Ben Ayat though suggests Barcelona have not given up on their pursuit just yet. They continue to search for ways to incorporate the midfielder services ahead of the new season. However, in light of the club's economic financial crisis, it could prove to be difficult for Barcelona to come up with a lucrative enough offer for Brozovic. Franck Kessié is the only real leverage Barcelona have, as they look to woo Inter Milan into offloading the Croatian to the Camp Nou. But the Ivorian has no desire to return to Italy this summer. The coming days, therefore, could prove to be crucial for all parties involved in this transfer saga, including Brozovic, as he looks to take the next step in his career. Of course, Barcelona continues to put eyes on Marcelo Brozovic as the new midfielder for Barca amid Sergio Busquets' departure. And since yesterday we have been talking about this link, which honestly it looks so complicated as the player is also linked to Saudi Arabia. And if this report is to be believed that Inter Milan prefers to sell him to Saudi Arabia rather than Barca, then it should be a big blow for us. But at the end of the day, it all depends on what the player really wants. If Brozovic really wants to don the blue and red shirt of Barca, then I don't think his club Inter Milan have any power to stop him, because he is the one to decide his next destination if he leaves. And Barca are still hopeful, no doubt about that. We know in the previous weeks, Barca have been linked with uncountable midfielders, and when we look critically about those midfielders, there is no guarantee that any of them will come. It's all about showing interest, and at the end of the day, due to one reason or the other, Barca will end up abandoning the pursuit of those midfielders. But Marcelo Brozovic have been linked for a very long time, Since the January transfer window, they were mentioning Marcelo Brozovic in multiple reports in Spain, but the move later died down, and Barca have gone back to that, showing interest for the player who have shown quality in club and country. There were even some rumors about Franck Kessié being in part in an exchange deal that involved Brozovic and Kessié, but Barca have declined such an idea, as if they want to sell Kessié to Inter Milan or whichever club they want to do it separately, because normally Inter Milan were the one pushing for Frankesi's move, and they were proposing that if Barca can do a swap between Brozovic and Frankesi, then it will be good. But that suggestion was wiped out by Barca. So Brozovic still remains on Barca's radar, very strongly, as they look set to, they look to push for a new defensive midfielder to replace outgoing Sergio Busquets, who, according to new reports, will likely be playing his football next season at Inter Miami, joining longtime friend and former teammate Lionel Messi. So let's see what happens in the future as Xavi and co are putting their utmost best to ensure that the midfield is being reinforced. Of course, earlier this week, Ilkay Gundogan completed his medical, completed his move to Barca. It's just left now for the club to officially announce that. So let's see if Brozovic will be the next in line to join the Camp Nou. Then moving on to the next story of discussion, FC Barcelona allowed Mika Marmol to leave the club last season for FC Andorra on a Bosman deal. However, why doing so, the Blaugrana included a 1 million buyback clause as well as a 50% sell-on clause in the agreement that saw the La Masia graduate depart. Marmol, a left-footed central defender, had been on Barcelona's books since 2018 and went on to make his senior debut for the club under Xavi Hernandez in May last year, which was his only first team appearance. Having left for FC Andorra, the 21-year-old enjoyed an impressive 2022-23 campaign featuring 38 times in all competitions, scoring and assisting 1 goal apiece as well. Marmol impressed with his ball output and positioning skills, following which Sport is reporting that he is attracting serious interest from several La Liga clubs, and now Barcelona are weighing up whether to trigger the €1 million buyback option on their former academy man in the summer transfer window. The Catalans have strengthened their defense this summer with Inigo Martinez's imminent arrival. However, the Spaniard had a sketchy fitness record last season at Athletic Club, which could be a concern. Meanwhile, Eric Garcia is also likely to be sold by Barca, while Richie Chadi is said to be loaned out as well. As such, there may be room for a new defender, especially someone who knows the club well and could come for peanuts. However, Barca have not made a decision on the matter and have requested time from Andorra to take a call on whether they intend to resign Marmol or not. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.